Good morning, everyone. This is Laura with Stitchin with Laura. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is having a great Saturday. Well, today is Mystery Saturday. So let's see what we're going to work on. Let's get in our little container, give it a shake. We got some things still in there. Get that lid out of the way. Give it a big old toss. And let's pick one. And the winner for today is Christmas Garden. That is Blackbird Design. And I will be back with that. It's a counted cross stitch. Be right back. Alright, I am back. This is Christmas Garden by Blackbird Design. I'm trying to get it far enough away. And it is in Home for the Holidays book that I got last year. It has a lot of lovely, lovely, lovely patterns in it. Yeah, so I've almost gotten totally across here. I'm still working on this big piece here. I do have the, what do you call it? The border going down about halfway on both sides. But today I thought we'd work on putting the red little berries in, or whatever, buds, berries. Yeah. So I still have like this little stuff right here. I've got that done. That was a nightmare. And I'm working a little bit on that. So just kind of this little corner mess going. And then I'll have the top. It's a little more than a third, but less than a half, because I consider about here the half. So, we're getting there. Okay. Oh, that's what I was going to show you, sorry. And I'm not using the called for. It does have a DMC equivalent here. But these are the numbers that I'm using. And I had to write stuff down. I wrote it in pencil. But it's my book, so yeah. That was before I was real savvy. You know, about taking a copy, and probably before I got my copy machine, yeah, or my printer. Gotta have a drink of coffee. Well, yeah, and it snowed again. I'm telling you, I am just over the snow, guys, just over the snow. Gotta get my thread all over here. Yeah. So, yesterday, about 3:30, or about 4:30 actually, I called my son-in-law, and let me bring it down. And I thought there was something wrong with the car, like, because it wouldn't engage totally. You know, it'd turn over, but it wouldn't do what I needed it to do. Ouch. And so I wanted him, before we ordered this, he thought it needed a starter. So, you know, we got that all together in our brains, and he was going to order it. And I said, well, do you want to see the inside of the hood, you know, so that you can actually tell for yourself what it is? Because he was, like, on the fence because how old it was. So I drove over there, and he did what he did. And we yapped for a few minutes with my daughter and the grandkids and stuff. And then I went to the post office to see, because, you know, I can't stand it that this stuff's not here yet, and I just can't understand why. So I usually go to the post office twice a day just so I can sleep, you know? I don't like it when there's stuff out there that needs to come in. So I went to the post office, and on my way back through town, I saw they had the sign out for the bingo. Now, they usually put it on this corner, you know, right on the thoroughfare, so that people can tell that they're going to have bingo that night. And they usually don't put it up if they're not going to do it. And like I told you, my daughter said it was closed until further notice, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. So I called my daughter and I said, hey, there's signs out there. So I drove past the VFW. That's where they have it. And sure enough, the lights were on. I said, you want to go? Now it's like 5:30. And, well, no, it was actually, yeah, it was 5 o'clock-ish. Because I had to stand there and yap. So I guess it was about 5:30. And she said, yeah, sure. So we got our stuff together, and it starts at 7. So I drove my own car. She drove hers. Oh, and then there was another conversation with my son-in-law. And he said, well, if it's doing this, then that's not the starter. It's just old age. Just pump the gas a little bit. I'm like, okay, fine. So no pieces and parts have to be bought or put on. So we were both very happy. I was freaking out because I'm not the car person. So then we go to bingo, and it was lightly snowing, no big deal. And this thing starts at 7. They have like a dinner before, but we never go to the dinner because, we do our own thing. But it's a pretty good deal, if you want to go and have dinner and socialize and all that crap and then play bingo. A lot of older people, older than me, like to do that. It's a family night out too, because they let the little kids, well, not too many, you have to be almost 10, but if you win anything, then your parents have to get the money. But they let them sit there and play bingo if, they're quiet and well behaved and blah blah blah. So sometimes they have a few kids. There was only one child there last night. Everybody wore masks. And yeah. So when we got there, we bought our little packets and stuff, and they had a raffle going. So you could buy a ticket for $1, or you could buy like 6 for $5 or whatever. So we both got $5 worth of tickets because it goes back to the VFW, and I figure it's a good cause because they're putting on a great community service, by doing the bingo, and it gets people out of their houses and stuff. And there's a lot of older people that are retired here and that kind of thing. So, it's a good cause. I usually support good causes, I'm always the crazy person that buys candy bars and Girl Scout cookies and all that stuff. And anyway, so we got our tickets, and they were going to call the winner at halftime, but you couldn't pick it up until afterwards because there was liquor in there, in the bags. And there was 3 bags. They were going to draw 3 winners. They had these nice little bags, cloth bags, filled with stuff. And, yeah. So we got our tickets. Then halftime came. And we didn't win anything in the first round. Then we went out and socialized outside. And I had to make sure I was doing this right. I'm just talking along, you know how this goes. And came back in. And they pulled the first winner, and it was a lady. And they pulled the second winner. My daughter won one of the bags. Well, yay! So this is cool. So she went up there to, you have to pick out which one you want. No big deal. And then they called the third one, and she won the third one too. So she won 2 bags. So you couldn't pick them up, like I said, because they had liquor in them. We didn't understand that, but okay. And went back and played more bingo and didn't win the second round anything. So now it's almost 10 o'clock. And she picks up her bags, and I carry one, she carries one. I mean, they're heavy. Could not figure it out, right? So now we walk outside, and it has already snowed 2 inches of snow. And it's blowing blizzardy type snow. And it's wet to beat the band. So we're fighting that. So we ended up getting her car because she has a overhead light in her vehicle. She's got a, what do you call it, like a Chevy Blazer or Suburban type thing. So we're going through these bags in the back seat. Cause she said, well, here, take some of this, because you were here and blah, 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 and all this. I'm like, okay. So I ended up, it had cards and bags of candy, and it had a couple, each bag had a stuffed animal. And, let's see. Oh, and the liquor were those decorative, it was a decorative decanter in each one of them. So, I mean, they were like 14 inches tall, and they weighed a ton because some of them still had liquor in them. So, I don't know if somebody collected them, and they got them or whatever. And one of them was absolutely full. It was some kind of a, what do you call it? Like let's call it a service person, somebody that was either in the Navy or the whatever, branch of the service, standing there saluting, and it had some kind of whiskey in it. So I let her have those. They're huge, just absolutely huge. And there were some greeting cards, like a mixture of greeting cards. And what else was in there? Oh, there were some toothbrushes, and there were just a bunch of hodgepodge things. But, it made money for the VFW, so, hey, we were well to do that, so, for them. So it was kind of nice. And there was puzzle books, and there was a puzzle in each one, like a 100 or 150, 200 piece puzzle in each one of those bags. So it was kind of nice. So, and there was a paperback in each one of them. And they were both Nora Roberts, but they were the J.D. Oh God, I can't think what her, J.D. Robb, I think. It's her other line of books. So I took the 2 books. That's all I wanted out of it, let them deal with all the rest of it. But there was all just hodgepodge of stuff in there. But I thought it was pretty cool she won 2 of them. And we didn't win anything on bingo. We tried. But that's okay. I told her, we got out of the house, So now we have to clean off our cars. And it's still snowing to beat the band. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. And it was wet, like I said, so it kept sticking to my windshield wipers. So she followed me, and I didn't have very much gas. I wasn't expecting to drive home in a blizzard. I don't pay attention to the weather. It's going to do what it's going to do, right? Had to pull over and get the rest of the snow off because it was just barely trying to freeze. And no, I didn't carry that. Did you see that? I'm a good kid today. So, got that all cleaned off, and she went on her way. We're all creeping down the road, and I stopped off at the only place that was open at 10 o'clock at night to get fuel. So I put some fuel in, and then I crawled home and texted her when I got there. I mean, we're talking I only had to drive 5 minutes. It's a good thing because, my goodness, that snow was horrible. So I woke up, and we got about 4 inches total. So it'll be melting off because the sunshine is out today. It hasn't been out for 3 days. It's been gray and cloudy and horrible. Just horrible. So that was our adventure playing bingo. And I hadn't been played bingo probably a year because I always had to work on Friday or get up and work Saturday morning. I think I've mentioned this before. And we didn't want to have to go all the way to Salida to go play bingo, which is 35. I'm glad it wasn't on one of those nights, because, yeah, she'd have had 6 jumps ahead of a fit if we had to go all the way to Salida to go play bingo, and then drive back home in the snow that late. So we're waiting for summer, to to go down there if we do at all. And, yeah. So that was our big adventure for the week. And I told her earlier in the week, I said, well, I want to kind of see if there's any, what do you call it? Garage sales. So I doubt that there's garage sales today. We decided that about, yesterday. Oh, and I saw her at the grocery store yesterday morning. I said, I don't think it's going to be a weekend, for yard sales and stuff. So I doubt that we'll be going to any yard sales. Because anybody in their right mind, it's cold. It's probably 30-ish or so. And it's not so windy or anything. It's just cold. Like yesterday, it was 35 degrees, but it said it felt like it was 20, and Molly had to go. So now I may go later on to the post office just to see, and I have to get there before noon because they close at noon on Saturday, which is fine. So we'll see. But if you have anything you have to pick up at the counter, you have to be there before noon. So, and we got started a little bit early. I went to bed at midnight. I couldn't take any more. I'd had about 4 hours sleep the day before, or the night before. It was horrible. Just could not get to sleep at all. So I have days like that every once in a while. I'm trying to see if I can get my... I think you got enough light, but we'll turn on the light a little bit more. So last night, well, not last night, but before all that transpired, because I was waiting for my son-in-law. He gets home about 4:30, but he goes to work at 7 in the morning. And I was working on the trees. I got out my... I'll call it a hot light. It's kind of like Kleenex. It's not Kleenex, it's tissue. But you call every tissue Kleenex. You know how that goes. So I call that my hot light, which it isn't. But I think it's Bright Tech. I'm not sure. I can't remember what I bought. So I got that out. And guess what? It's amazing how far you can get when you can actually see what you're doing. So that worked really well. I am almost through the third deer. Not real crazy about the color, but I think it'll be fine. I think everything else around it and the snow and stuff and the colorful trees will bring out the animals. So yeah, I was pretty happy about that. And I worked a little bit on my beaded cross stitch when I got home from bingo, because you've talked to people and you're kind of wired. And I was a little wired over the 5-minute drive. Can I say? That was like a nightmare. So, yeah. So, I'm glad that both of them are kind of going. I just sat there now last night on that beaded cross stitch. I told you, it's a pain in the butt. I mean, as far as sitting in this chair, it's not a pain in the butt. But, and worked for about an hour, till I got tired and I was done. It's such a relaxing thing to work on, because it goes so methodically slow, but that's okay. I like that. And, yeah. And I bought a roast yesterday. I got to put the rest of the chili in the freezer, and I'm going to put a roast in the crock pot. I bought some mushrooms to go with that. So, and I buy this packaged stuff by Crock-Pot. It actually is called Crock-Pot. It's savory roast something or other, but it's only like a cup of water and the powder stuff, and you put your roast and your potatoes and carrots or whatever you're going to put in there, and just cook it in the crock-pot, and it makes this nice thick gravy type stuff that your thing is... I got too long of a thread, can you tell? And so I got the mushrooms, and I got a white onion I'm going to cut up in there. And I think I'm going to cook it separately, but I did buy some fresh broccoli. I love broccoli. I love broccoli and spinach and all the green stuff except for kale. We are not real favorable about kale. Kale, to me, tastes like somebody made that out of crepe paper or something. I don't know. It's just got a funny taste in my mouth. I don't like it. So, I mean, I'd eat it if it was in a salad mixed with something, but I don't want to just eat some kale. Now, I've never cooked kale like you would cook spinach, so I don't know if that would work, but I hear kale is supposed to be good for you. But anyway, so that's what I'm having for dinner, and it was a good buy for the roast, so I'll have plenty left over, and we'll just use it for something else. So, let's see, what else did we do? I think that's about enough. We didn't get to the thrift store again. My daughter didn't feel like going, and she was trying to get rid of some stuff at her house. So, yeah, she wasn't all about going and seeing if she could find anything else. And, yeah. So that's not on the agenda today. Because we usually save Saturdays to go to the thrift store. And sometimes, you know, the husband has the kids, you know, can stay at home with the kids, or, you know, but I don't think he's off this weekend. Not sure. I don't know what those are, but they're fine. They're up above. They're good. I was watching Jan Hicks. Oh, I think it was her last episode. Not real sure. Can't quite remember. But she was showing how to repair linen. You know, and reweave it if you accidentally cut a hole in it. I was like, oh yeah, that is so not happening. So, no, that won't be happening. This is a 16 count country French cafe mocha from Witchlet. So, status on the Amazon crap. I think I'm supposed to get my cabinet that I ordered to put all my little knickknacks and stuff. Oh, I had something fall off this table already. I'm like, yep, we're buying that. Because there's nothing to catch it. See, before this table was against something else, so it had nowhere to go. I mean, it wouldn't fall off of the edge. Here, there's nothing to catch it, so I can hardly wait to get that cabinet, because I am going to load that little puppy up. I'm telling you. I'm done. But I've just, oh, really? Did you see what I almost did? I put a knot in the end of that. I'm disgusted with myself. It's like, what the heck? Talking away again. So we'll just do my little wrap start. So anyway, that's coming like Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. I don't know where it has to come from. And what else? The Permian. Really? Oh my goodness. Hold tight, people. We're gonna get this puppy done. I thought I'd already been through there twice. Seriously? Okay. The Dutch Beauty, it's on its way. Probably won't be here for a week or so. I swear. I tried to cancel that, and that didn't work. And so I just let it come. Then I I got all the stuff for it out of my cart. I didn't buy. I just, deleted it because I thought, well, it's coming. Okay, we'll just deal with it when it gets here, right? Yeah. So I have to go back to 123 Stitch, figure out how big of a piece of material I need. And it also, on 123 Stitch, it has the DMC threads that it calls for, on the page where you would click to put it in your cart. So I've got to order those because there's a few. I don't remember. I've looked at too much other stuff. So, yeah, there's that to do. So don't count on that getting started. And I think it's pretty big. I'm not real sure, but I think I can do it on 16 count. Somebody told me I think that it's, just regular cross stitch. It can be done on Ada. So I'm going to get probably another piece of Country French Cafe Mocha. And I don't know if the deal was at the time that they didn't have it or something. I don't know. But I'll have to go back and do all that. The thread should be here Monday-ish. I swear. I don't know why I did these things, in 3 separate orders. Well, the Permian, or the Dutch Beauty, I'd already ordered. So that was outstanding. I told you it was going to take 3 weeks to get here. It's on a slow boat from Holland, I think. I'm not sure. And my little containers should be here today. So that's why I'm anxious to get to the post office to see if they actually show up. So we'll see. Probably won't be till Monday, so don't get too excited. But as soon as I get them, I'm putting all these beads in their little containers because they're about to drive me nuts in bags. I can work that way, but only for so long. I just can't handle it. So, yay. So that's all we got going on the big agenda. Still haven't heard about the DigiArt stuff. Or DigiArt. The, what is it called? Do-it-yourself digital art is the name of the place that I'm getting the cross stitches from. That I have that big order out there somewhere. And I can't check on it. It won't tell me when, where, why, how. So, yay. Fun times. And I told you, Everyday eCrafts is sending me 3 pictures. So, not pictures, but they're pre-stamped. They're so cute. May have to give some of them away. Alright guys, well I think that is going to be about it today. That's enough for one day, huh? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And please hit the bell. And that way you'll know when my next video comes out. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Wash your hands. And we will see you tomorrow. God bless. Bye-bye.